This is probably the most under-commercialised £1.7 billion market in the UK. And I've spent a lot of time thinking, how could you actually get into that market and make a lot of money? And I think I've got the answer. Today, we are going to look at the UK car washing market. Do you get your car washed, Rich? What do you do? Do you wash it yourself or do you take it somewhere?
I did. No, I live on a tree. I live in a tree-lined street, and these things they drop substances I didn't know trees could drop. So every single week, no matter whether the car's clean or not, it's just covered in grease and sap and muck. So yeah, I do get them washed. One of them about every 2 weeks, and the other probably monthly.
And in Nottingham, and by the way, it really resonates with me. Like, there's one parking spot in our road which is under a tree, which is where all the birds are on, and they just use it as a toilet. And boom, your car is in trouble if you're under that tree.
And we've got 6 trees on this small little cul-de-sac that the coveted spots that have got clean air above them, they're gone instantly. And I had to park yesterday underneath a tree. This thing's about 150 foot high. It's dumped its load on me. Overnight, it's just the car's filthy, and it was fine.
Yeah, and I'm sort of 50-50. If that's the only space we have and we've only got this one tree, do I park it there or do I just shoot it around the corner and do a 5-minute walk? Always, I just get it under the tree and just take the hits. Anyway, in Nottingham, what does it cost to get your cars washed?
So we are significantly cheaper than what we are in Brighton. I think hand washing runs from about 11 quid up to 70. I think a machine, go and take it through, scratch your car to shit, runs from about 7.
So we get our car cleaned so it's just outside London. They use a little machine thing on the outside and they dust it around on the inside for a bit. Decent job, 20 quid. 20 or 25, I would say, is market here. The thing that always I struggle with these businesses to understand is just the model is they just get us a bit of space somewhere and they get the kit, put up a sign, done. There is nothing beyond that. One of them has an Instagram account that they post on once every 4 weeks. So given that the market is huge, everyone's got cars, everyone needs to get them washed. These businesses are missing such an opportunity. There's 20 things that they could be doing, low-hanging fruit, to improve their bottom line. Before we even start thinking about efficiency and tech, just having some really basic social media, which shows what they do and shows their prices, having some kind of nurturing funnel where they get your phone number and they text you, oh, your car needs a wash. They text you offers, a little bit of content about the people that work there and the work that they do. Also, a little bit, and I don't want to denigrate the car washing places or community in Essex or anywhere, but a little bit of very low cost, high reward customer service. So sort of saying good morning, having a little box of lollies that anytime anyone's got a kid with them, you just, give the kid a lolly. Just these, having a seating area where you wait, where the seats are not
they don't exist,
broken plastic chairs where there's kind of something there. And actually what they should do is upsell coffees and teas and bacon sandwiches there as well. I don't think that would be hard to get a license to do anyway. So how do you get into that market? I was like, look, that is totally disruptable. You just need a brand. You could spit it probably across the country. You could certainly regionally. And you could have 100, 200, 300 locations. I don't think they'd be that much to set up. Yes, you need a lease on some patch of concrete somewhere, but I cannot believe that you can't find a decent space. So I thought of different ways. Cool. You could set up an agency helping them do that. Don't love that. I just don't think they're going to want to pay for it. There's a business in the US called Gym Launch, which is really interesting. It's this dude called Alex Hormozi, and he went from 0 to 6 gyms, basically worked out how to make money with gyms, and then set up a training program to help other gym owners do it. And he made a lot of money selling that business. I think tens of millions of dollars, and now it's worth a lot more. And what his real value that he added to these gym owners was how to sell. So he showed them how to do the local social media ads, showed them how to like create a program that people would want to buy, showed them how to sell when they came in. So I thought about that for the car wash industry, and I just thought, no, I don't think so. I just don't think that's a fit. What is a fit, I'm pretty sure, is a franchise. So you work this model out in location one, you get a brand, you build the website, you build the social media infrastructure, you build the lead nurturing, you build the service delivery model. Recruitment's probably difficult, but you work out how to kind of recruit and get people to do this. Get that model working. It's 6-12 months. And then you franchise that out to other people that want to start these businesses. Because I actually think this is a great business for somebody that potentially wants a side hustle or potentially just wants to get into business, or there's a lot of people that are in situations where it's harder for them because English isn't their first language and they just need to set up a business. And traditionally they've done cafes, barbers, those kind of things as a kind of leg up. I think car washing is one where you can actually add a ton of value by adding efficiency and marketing and quality to the service. Are we setting up a car washing franchise, Rich?
I think we should. I think we do. I think we should. I mean, my experience of doing it locally, and I've been to 3 now, has been really varied. Like, one of them had like 20 guys working through it, and they've always got 10 cars queued up, no matter what time you go out of the day. You know, and they're pinging these cars for 12 quid a go, and they're just right through, continual. I went to another one in another area of town. Service was horrendous. They've pretty much just swell marked the car. It was just awful, and I paid like 10 quid for the privilege of it, and the service was terrible. Their seats, actually, Doug, I think were Knox County Ground seats, because they were like black and white, and they were on this bar, and I sat in there, I was like, God, this is just horrendous. And I was by this busy road opposite a Lidl, and I was just like, yeah, this is just a little bit bleak. There is one very good company which you probably should look at, but it's different end of the scale. It's called IMO, and they've got loads across the Midlands, and they're attended car washes, but they're still the machines. So they've got the machines they put through, but they do your alloys and they do this, and they've got this really clear set menu, like 10 different things. It's all polished. Everybody's really nice, but it's still one of those machines. So the setup costs is thousands probably to get those things in place. You know, and there's infrastructure in place. Whereas there is a hand car washing brand where you essentially just need to understand how to use those liquids, those materials, and then you're adding customer service on top, and you're driving traffic towards that location. That's a super simple business to set up.
And I think the economics work as well. But because it's expensive, like they do charge a lot to do that. And I just think the main downside to those businesses, like you talked about the one that has cars going through it a lot. I mean, these things are open all day, and most of the time when I drive past, there's like 3 or 4 people just sitting around waiting for somebody to turn up.
And then maybe that's a density of population thing. So we got one at the end of our road by a Shell garage. They're never quiet. When I drive past the one up in just a bit further north when I go to play golf, always busy. And this one further by where my garages currently are, it's ridiculous. I think they actually cause traffic jams because there's people waiting to pull in. Because it's about traffic, right? And that, I mean, maybe the major challenge would be space and about how you actually go and find that, source it, lease it, because that's probably a little bit murky, isn't it? How on earth do you go and find a forecourt or something that you can go and do this in? But you know, I would imagine you're not going to get this in central London or central city. But I think if you can find the grounds.
I think where we are, I think that's a really good point. It's got to be accessible. I think what you win by doing the marketing funnel properly, where people, because at the moment the model is people, they probably know one, or they're just driving past and it's just dropping in traffic. If you've got a nice venue where people can go and actually have a coffee and it's not completely shit, I think people would and you've got a marketing funnel which can remind them, oh, come for your car wash and it's a nice experience. I think you can afford to do it a little bit out the way. I don't mean, distance out the way, but I mean like it could be on an industrial unit rather than on a busy main road, and people would drive to go there. I would love that business. I would love to go somewhere, put my car there. They're really nice to me. They give my 7-year-old a lolly. They sit me down. They bring me a coffee, burn my eyes out £3, not a problem. Even if they got a little room with the telly on, whatever. I think I think you can save money that way by getting the customers for marketing. You can save money on location. Okay.
I think, well, just the last point, I think what's interesting is that I think to elevate that customer experience won't cost a lot of money.
Exactly.
That's the thing, because it is, as nice as the people are, certainly the ones I've dealt with recently, apart from Swellmark guys, he wasn't very nice, it's not going to be very difficult to add that little bit of softness, that little bit of customer service over the top, and it is not going to cost a fortune. So I think it's probably an easy win around the brand. How do people experience your car wash? I think probably could be done quite easily.
There's a lot you could do to make that a phenomenal experience.
I'm going to go down Halfords later on. I'm going to get us some car wax, and then I'll meet you in Southend later on today, and we can just set up shop.
You definitely make sales on day one. The other thing on this is that you use that location as your kind of top of funnel, and you've got your people bringing in, your Ford Focuses. But you could also do a kind of much more high touch, go and visit the home, do it on the driveway kind of jobby, which costs, can cost hundreds, can't it? It might be a slightly separate business, but I certainly think you could drive leads for that, exclusive service side of the business. And I think that side can be profitable.
But I do agree with you completely. I think, car washing anyone technically could become a good car washer, I think, relatively quickly. I don't want to diminish the industry. It's a brand play. It's a brand high touch. How do you feel about taking my car there, the people that are represented? How does that feel? I think is definitely an interesting thing that hasn't, not that I've seen, been done even across Nottingham or anywhere.
Never seen it. Okay.
Thank you very much, Doug. That was really enjoyable. I'll see you on the next. Take care, mate.